Remember what I said a couple of episodes ago, right? The asset's price doesn't always reflect reality. It usually reflects emotions.
Yeah.
Okay? Or in today's case, emotions and algorithms.
This is brutal.
It's like if there's a deal, then you have to get it. But it's like, but we don't need it. But there's a deal.
But there's a deal. But you know, at 28, I was like at 30 a little while ago. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy it. It's at 30. And now you guys are saying it's at 28. What?
Micheal Saylor is earning his Bitcoin stripes, okay? This guy is feeling the pressure. Remember, at the end of the day, Micheal Saylor has only been in Bitcoin for a year, right? How many times have I told you your first cycle is brutal? That's where you earn your stripes. Micheal Saylor is earning his Bitcoin stripes, okay? This guy is feeling the pressure. Remember, at the end of the day, Micheal Saylor has only been in Bitcoin for a year, right? How many times have I told you your first cycle is brutal? That's where you earn your stripes. Anyways, let's check it out. MicroStrategy has a 205 million term loan and needs to maintain $410 million as collateral. MicroStrategy has 115,000 Bitcoin that it could pledge. If the price of Bitcoin falls below 3,500, the company could post some other collateral. So he's obviously feeling the pressure. He's trying to ensure investors that MicroStrategy can cover the margin call. Anyways, moving on. This is John Carvalho. We've had him on the show. Saylor is roughly $220 million underwater right now, so don't be complaining about your trade. Money's relative though, and take a look at the MicroStrategy stock, right? We don't look at stocks very often, but this is a pretty good visualization of how much pain this guy's feeling. Remember, this is a public company, right? That means that he has to answer to the board. Micheal Saylor is in big problems right now. Take a look at the chart. Last time the company was at this price was in August 5th of 2020, before the Bitcoin bull run. This was his stock price was at $116, and today it's at $168. This looks like a shit coin to me, Phil. It went parabolic, right? It peaked, kind of went sideways, it went a little bit up, and it's down again. So Micheal Saylor is earning his stripes right now. He's definitely feeling the pressure. If this was a private company, first of all, you wouldn't look at the stock price, but he would have no responsibilities to the public. But because the public owns some stock, right? Look at the performance of that stock. It's freaking brutal. Anyways, Phil, what are your thoughts on this, my friend?
Wow, I haven't looked at that chart in a long time. That is a nasty dump. But I mean, of course, right? It's so strongly correlated with the Bitcoin price. I don't think we could expect, very much of anything different. But to your point about it being a shitcoin, technically he can dilute the amount of shares, right? They can split the shares. They can, they can reverse split the shares. So, there's that central point of failure, like in every stock, right? Like in every one of these in the traditional finance system. So look, at the end of the day, this is par for the course. It's exactly what it said. He is definitely earning his stripes. And you know what? Welcome to Bitcoin.
Welcome to Bitcoin.
I think this is our second time around. So but this time I feel like the seats, I've got better seats, and I have more conviction. So.
You still get hit in the face by the baseball.
Oh, yeah, no, it still sucks.
But at least you have better seats, and at least it's not getting hit in the face by a baseball bat, which is the first cycle. Absolutely brutal. Marta, how do you feel? How has this dip been for you?
Actually, it's been fine. I don't stress it. I mean, I look at it because for me, this just means that Bitcoin is on a half off sale. I'm female. That just means buy more. Like shoes.
That is a good answer.
Like shoes, I didn't really need any more shoes, but honey, they were half off. I mean, I had to. So.
Oh man.
It's so true, right? It's like if there's a deal, then you have to get it, but it's like, but we don't need it, but there's a deal.
But there's a deal. But at 28, I was like at 30 a little while ago. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy it. It's at 30. And now you guys are saying it's at 28. What? Yeah, I think I'm going to go shopping later.
How do you think Saylor's feeling right now?
Oh, that looked painful. I don't follow his company, so I didn't know. So thanks, but ow.
Yeah, well, for sure. Phil, dude, I went straight to Bitcoin. I don't know anything about traditional finance. You know that. The things that I've had to learn is because I do this show, so I kind of understand how the Fed works. But okay, what is the danger from the public with Michael Saylor? Because I know that if investors start losing a lot of money, they could sue, right? Isn't that true?
Yes, exactly, right. And this is something that that used to not happen as often, and I feel as time has gone on, it happens more and more. So you have stocks which have inherent risk, right? Like it's a stock. It's not guaranteed to go up. And if it essentially drops too much, usually you'll have a bunch of bigger investors that will come together, hire a law firm, and sue them for, loss of value and stuff like that, or, they were misinformed somehow. It's like, look, you know what? At the end of the day, you got to do your own research. And look, the other thing that could happen, even if they don't sue, I mean, the shorts, right? The shorts could come out and short this thing into the ground and make it. You remember what I said a couple of episodes ago, right? The asset's price doesn't always reflect reality. It usually reflects emotions.
Yeah.
Okay. Or in today's case, emotions and algorithms.
This is brutal. Do you think that this could depend, which is what most people will care about? Do you think this will affect the price of Bitcoin?
You know what? I think it affects the perception, right? Like I think that it affects the perception, but I think, you know what? Fine. I would say that short term it may affect the price of Bitcoin because people who may hold Bitcoin and they don't have that much conviction, maybe they're just gonna dump it because they see that MicroStrategy is going away, which really is terrible reasoning. But hey, look, to each their own, right? Like I mean, if you're afraid and you feel safer by dumping, all right, well, no one's gonna stop you. But look, at the end of the day, this is just noise. We're zooming out. The Lightning Network capacity is constantly growing. The people that are developing on Bitcoin haven't flinched. They're still all developing on Bitcoin. All the actual fundamentals of the ecosystem and the community are all still intact. So to me, I'm sorry, not the community, the net, okay? All of this is still intact. So to me, we're doing just fine.
You said all that fancy shit, but Martha said that she's going shopping because there's a 50% off. I like that better.
I meant of Bitcoin, not of Michael Saylor's company, but
Dropping the truth.